Welcome everybody back to our YouTube channel or watch party. We're so pumped that you guys are here. We appreciate you being here. And so today we're going to do something a little bit different rather than bringing you a message or a recap from what we talked about in either of our services. For one, we didn't have either of our services. We're taking precautions. But second, we're just going to do a quick recap of 2020 and like some of our favorite videos, some of our favorite messages, why were they our favorite, and then we'll just reflect back and pull out some of the highlights from them in the video. So, yeah, if you want to start out talking about what your favorite series was and
yeah,
why.
So a couple of months ago, we did a series while we were in person called God Is, and I was going through all of the things about what God is, what God isn't, and our picture of Him, how we are now, and maybe what our picture of Him should be. And two of the things that came out of two of those messages that I really enjoyed were that God is extraordinary, but He's also ordinary. And so those were two different messages talking about where we hold God and how He is completely different than what we view normal people as, or even what we view a God as. He is so extraordinary that our minds sometimes can't even comprehend it. And He doesn't call for us to comprehend His thoughts. He doesn't call for us to comprehend why things happen in our life, but He does call for us to believe in Him and believe that His plan is worthy of us following Him. And then the next week we talked about how God is also ordinary, about how God sent His Son down to earth to be with us, to show us a life that is better, to die for our sins. And so God is not only extraordinary, but He is also ordinary, and that He sent His Son here to be with us. Mm-hmm. What about you?
One of my favorites was a series we called Identity Crisis. And we talked about, hey, like, what do you find your identity in? Because you can find it in anything, really. There's really one thing that matters. And so you can find your identity in sports, you can find your identity in, band or schooling or academics or a job. You can find your identity in a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, does that really matter? Or is what you're finding your identity in, is that really what's going to matter for eternity? And hey, are you actually living your life to follow God? I'm not saying that any of those things are bad, right. Playing football or playing any sport or being in the band or chorus or whatever, or a job, doesn't mean that it's bad. But when that becomes who you are, that's when it becomes a problem. And so we'll play some clips from both of those. Some of our favorite clips. But it's just like, from that, for me, it was like, especially in a year where, you're in the house a lot, and what a lot of those things were taken away.
Yeah.
Like, if you played a sport and that's who you were, and all of a sudden you don't have sports anymore, you're left with just, a shell of what used to be. Or if you liked band or a job or a relationship that might have fallen apart in 2020. It's like, okay, well, hey, was your identity in that relationship, or was your identity in your relationship with God? So that was really one of mine, because it was just, I think it's a year, and like you should always do this throughout your life, is check your priorities. But it was really a year where you sat down and say, hey, where is my hope? Where is my life? Where is my relationship with Christ? Do I have a relationship with Christ really, do I just show up on Sundays at church, or call that, or even don't? Like, hey, what is my true identity? And I think that a lot of the world spins that in a lot of different ways, and I think it's just important to bring that all back to Christ. So check out some clips. Here's some clips of our favorite videos from this past year, and some of our favorite messages. So now I can see the rest of it. Now I can see the audience if you're from stage. Now I can see the end zone on a football field. Now that I have where I need to be, I can draw up the plays of life and actually live out what purpose means and what my identity means. Because once you have that, no matter what someone else says about you or does to you, you can always reflect back and say, hey, this is who I am. Who I am is whose I am. It's God who determines my value. It's not what someone says about me. It's not a relationship. It's not what someone laughed at me, or why someone laughed at me, or why someone bullied me in the past, or what someone wants me to be. It's solely the fact that Jesus died on the cross for me. And when I know that I'm valued, and when I have that purpose, and when I have that love in life, I don't need the other stuff.
To whom can you compare God? What image can you find to resemble Him? And so Isaiah is really talking about, in this whole chapter of Isaiah, the first 39 chapters are pretty doom and gloom. The Babylonians have captured the Israelites. They're in slavery. But then there in verses, chapter 40, he starts saying, God is understanding. God knows all. He has a plan for all things, and kind of put into motion. And while we're questioning sometimes what our life is right now, why we aren't doing so well, why our parents are arguing, why we are going through so many things at school, but he's saying, I have a plan for all of this. And we kind of closed out saying how Martha and Lazarus were brother and sister, and Lazarus was dying, and Jesus was going through the towns, and Martha sent a message to Lazarus, or to Jesus, saying, I need your help. Lazarus is dying. And Jesus told the disciples, we're going to stick around a couple more days here. Lazarus is going to be sleeping, which he's going to be dead. And so it was kind of questionable why he was doing all this. And he finally showed up, and Martha came up to him and said, if you had only been here sooner, my brother Lazarus would not have died. She was questioning God, but right in the next verse she says, but I know that God is going to work through you in this. So she was trusting. We have to trust. We have to have patience. We have to have a perspective that God is going to work through everything in our lives. He knew that Lazarus was going to die, but he knew that the purpose for that was to raise him from the dead and show the miracle worker that he truly is. So God is extraordinary, unfathomable in our minds to wrap around how great of a person, how the plans that he has for us are so extraordinary.
Welcome back. So I hope you guys enjoyed those clips. Now we're going to talk about some of our favorite clips that we recorded this year, because Lord knows we have done anything and everything to get you guys to watch our content.
Continuing.
We just for example, we baked cookies. We baked bread.
Pulled a cooler full of trash.
Oh yeah, there was a cooler that was a year old full of trash and water. It
was pretty bad.
Oh, and we pulled it out with my truck, and it went everywhere. And
we tried to be nice to people by giving them gift cards.
Oh yeah, we ended up being...
That didn't work.
No, so we stopped being nice.
We tried to give out Christmas gifts, and that didn't really work either.
No.
We did a lot of things that didn't work out, but were pretty funny.
We ding-dong ditched you guys.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff was pretty funny. All of our cooking videos, like you talked about, all of those things, we enjoyed making those just as much as we have doing all this other stuff. And so if you guys want to watch a couple of those clips, we'll put those in right now.
All right, guys, ready? 3, 2. Yeah, everybody. So that's how you rappel.
Today, we're doing cats.
The worst animal possibly ever invented by God.
We have a special...
Oh!
Welcome, everybody, to the first annual HFS Dog Review. So here's the story. 8.
Another 8. 8.2. Oh!
Awesome dog.
Oh, the best dog.
One of my favorite dogs.
Cookies. That's an intro.
My wife Rachel doesn't care about that raw egg deal.
She just eats raw eggs.
Yeah. Somebody really does need to think about giving us a cooking show or something.
Raise. What's up, everybody? This week on How To, we're learning how to drive.
Okay.
Now we're back in New. There you go.
It'll stay.
Hey everybody, today we're being nice to people. We're taking them $5 and surprising them at drive-thrus.
So we stopped being nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, I have something for you.
Shh.
Be cool. Be cool.
You too.
She said, you too.
Hello?
Hello, is it Derek?
Yeah. And what's your name?
Arnold Gar.
What Schloes are you with?
Abington.
So that was our what we do for a job. Those are videos of what we think of every day, and sometimes we don't really think, we just start filming, but trying to bring you guys. If you have any ideas on what kind of videos we should do, if you want to be involved in these videos, we would love to get you guys involved. Any kind of messages, any kind of questions you have about God, about what's going on right now, anything at all, we would love to put it in some of these videos. We're probably making a lot more of these videos in the coming days. And so anything you want, comment, message us, DM us on Instagram, _HF students, any way to get in contact with us. There are a ton of those. But we want to hear your ideas to continue to bring what you guys want, not just what we want to film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So thank you all for joining us. Again, message us if you have anything. Go check out our YouTube page. That's where you can find all of the full videos from the clips that you saw today. We'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. We're at 172, which we haven't pushed subscribing.
But you
in
should subscribe.
weeks.
It's pretty funny.
I don't know the last time we said subscribe.
That's a while.
But hey, if you want to subscribe, go for it. If you don't,
YouTube.com/HF students.
It's in our Instagram bio. That's probably the easiest place to find it.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys joining. Let us know what you want to see in 2021, because it's a whole new year, and it's a whole new opportunity to ding dong get you guys. So we'll see. Peace out.